Hey everyone, Deb here with Simple Grower here in the Pacific Northwest. Today I'm planting my onions, so I just wanted to show you kind of my setup here in my sunroom because I'm starting my onions inside. How I mix my dirt, or actually my soil I should say, how I mix my soil, and my setup inside my sunroom here for starting my seeds indoors. Still pretty early here. Let's see, it's February, something, 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that. So it's way too early to start other things, but these onions, I'm growing Walla Walla onions. They're not easy to grow, but they taste really good and they're really sweet, and they're from this area. The Walla Wallas have 110 days to maturity. So the sooner you get them started, the better for these. And I'm pretty late starting them, but you know, life happens. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and show you, take you out to my garage and show you how I mix this soil. And then I'll bring it back in here and we'll put the seeds in the dirt. My favorite part. And here I'm using some heavy-duty white plastic wash buckets at the dollar store, and a vessel for seed planting. And just drilling some holes in the bottom. Then for my soil, I just use about 70% potting mix, and then I throw in there about 20% of peat moss, or you can use coco coir. Those kind of help retain some of the moisture. And then I'll also throw in some perlite, about 10% perlite, and that keeps the soil aerated for the seedlings. And this is my sunroom where I'm going to start my seedlings. It's on the south end of my house. It's just off my raised beds, I should say, are just off my sunroom here. There's my raised beds. Blueberries down yonder there. Neighbor's hay. And my grapes and some more raised beds there. Two of these planter boxes are coming out. That there one has a bird of paradise flower in it, and it's beautiful. There's my pasture and barn, and I want to keep that bird of paradise, and it doesn't grow outside here in the PNW. Here's a little shelf that I do my planting and my planning on, and I don't know what that shelf's for, but anyway, those seeds didn't make it into my organizer, obviously. Anywho, this sunroom's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little setup here. I'm going to be building some shelves right here, I think, against this bank of windows. Or I might put it back here. I'm not sure which, but one of the two. Put some shelves, put some more trays on it. Nice little setup. I got some fluorescent lights here. And some shelving to put stuff on. And then there's my shelves where I'm going to put my seedlings. I got my LED all set up there. Got it wrapped in some mylar paper material, reflective stuff, which is pretty cool. That roasting pan's coming out of there. And that's where the seedlings are going to go here in just a second. Pretty cool little sunroom, nice little setup here. Okay, so we have the Walla Walla seeds. There's the back of the packet. Like I said, 110 days to maturity. Got my soil all prepped. Show that to you again. All ready to go. Got a spray bottle because I'll go ahead and spray them when right after I plant them. Okay. These seeds are super small, these onion seeds are. Now go ahead and plant them all in this container. This vessel, the seedling vessel, which is basically a wash tub that I got for really cheap. I think it was $1 at the dollar store. So, and, you know, it's pretty durable plastic. So this is going to last me probably, well, several growing seasons. Maybe 10. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we got a lot of seeds here. Try to get as close as I can. There we go. And these, I'll go ahead gently put them down. These are small seeds, so they don't need to be very deep at all. So I'm just sprinkling these. Try not to get too many in one spot. But if I do, that's okay, because these onions can be thinned, and you can use the plants that you thin out and replant those. That's how forgiving onions can be. This variety of onion isn't so forgiving, but we're still going to do it because I love these onions. They're sweet onions, and they just taste delicious. I guess the biggest downside, well, two downsides really, is it takes 110 days for them to mature. But the other downside is that they don't keep very well, which is a bummer because I'm all about trying to preserve as much food as I can. So these aren't going to be the only onions that I start. I'm going to do some other ones too. I don't know if I'm going to do the other onions I'm going to do, like yellow onions, you know, something that keeps really good, really well. I don't know if I'm going to start those from seed. I might go ahead and just get some bulbs for those I got a lot going on here, and you know, the bulbs are super easy, and it's not exactly what I want to do. I prefer starting them from seed, but I've really got a late start here, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, back to the Walla Wallas though. Let's do that. And I'll show you. Basically, I'm just going to tap these down just so they have good contact with the soil. They don't need to be buried. And then I'll come through here. And I pre-wetted my dirt. Y'all saw that. I'm just going to come in here, give them a good squirt after I put the seeds down. Get this out of the tray. And there you go. So we got the Walla Wallas, we got the holes in the bottom. I'm going to set this inside of a tray. With these onions, I'm going to be watering them with the spray bottle from the top for, I don't know, a long time, probably weeks. But once they get established, I'll go ahead and start watering them from the bottom, so that way the roots are reaching down as far as they can, and the root gets really established. So that's the course. Cross your fingers. So I just wanted to show you guys the plastic lid I put on there. It's not a perfect fit, but it'll keep you know, some of the warmth in, especially with coming off of this heat mat. And the lights don't emit very much heat. That's why I'm not concerned about them being that close to the plastic. Now a high pressure sodium light, you wouldn't be able to touch that. I can touch it. Oops. Like I said, that's not a perfect fit, but yeah, and there's just a little bit of warmth radiating off that. But if you can hear the fans, it keeps it really cool. So I'm not concerned at all about that clearance. That is not a problem with these LED lights. This is high pressure sodium lights. They'd have to be way far away. In fact, these LED lights, you want them close to the plants. High pressure sodium lights, not so much. You want them just to radiate the light onto the plant, on the seedlings. With these LEDs, they basically blast light straight down, and so you want to get them as close to the plant as you can, so they can take advantage of the full spectrum. I also run these Mars Hydro. These are 500 watt LEDs, full spectrum. They grow a lot of stuff. I know I didn't show it, but I did grow inside. Did some deep water culture, experimented around with it, and grew some lettuce and other things very well. So, and that's the 1200 watt. Anyway, that's my setup I use inside to start the seeds. I have 2 of these, and I hang them from this rack, and I'll hang them from this rack as well. But then I also have this fluorescent setup. I have 2 of these fluorescent setups, and they work really well. They're hanging from the ceiling. Yeah. So that is my setup. And now I'm going to go mark in my journal, because I'm keeping a very detailed journal this year, that I started these onions on this date, whatever date that is, February something today. And yeah, I'll let you guys know when I see them pop up, because I'll be excited and I'll want to share that. So, all right, y'all. Till next time, this is Deb at Simple Grower. Hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. I'm going to go sit down and try to get some of this edited. Try not to get too fancy with it. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.